Hey guys, welcome back. So, the garden tractor from the last video, it sold rather quickly in just about 24 hours at almost the price that I asked for, or no. I broke even, and that's what matters because I really only wanted to make a video out of it. So, that's perfect. That makes room on the table for another stupid project, which is right on the other side of the camera. We got none of that stuff coming today because the next thing on the table is a vintage water pump. Now, some people around here likes to decorate their houses and gardens with vintage stuff, wagon wheels and old harrows and even old water pumps, my wife included. So when I sent her a snap on Snapchat with an old water pump, she just said, yes, bring it along. So here we are. It's just going to be quick and dirty because it's only for myself and only for decoration. I don't know how much I'm going to disassemble because my goal is only to get rid of that big concrete block down there and then give it some paint. It doesn't need to work, but if I can show you something from inside, I will, but it will basically only be a painting video and short, hopefully. Now, first things first, that big concrete thing, because I think this thing in total weighs, I want to say 60-70 kilos. It's heavy. Whew, I got the two separated. I actually had to cut off the bolts because I simply could not get it to let go. Yeah, well, doesn't really matter because it doesn't have to function. It just needs to look pretty, I guess. Yeah, so I cut these at the base here, and then I have to figure out another way to fasten it at wherever it's going to stay. And I might also end up cutting that rod off because that is a part of the pump function, and in its new location, wherever it will be, this will be the lowest point. So I guess it will be nice to have the It will be nice to have the look of a functioning pump. So I'm gonna leave the rod visible up here, but cut it around here, I guess, because that is when the pump handle is in the up position and this rod is at the lowest position. So you can still pump it while it's standing where it's going to stand, and still have the look of a functioning pump. So now let me get rid of that piece of crap. Well, I guess it has been standing in a flower bed before, because that is the nicest dirt you can possibly get around here for planting tomatoes or strawberries. Yeah. Well, it's a mess anyway, so I might as well. I'm gonna cut this now and then try if I can tip out all that dirt in there. So it ended up being a complete scoop full just to make it stand on the right end, but we're getting there now. It would actually still be nice if I could punch these out or something. Yeah, we'll see. I just finished getting out the bolt for the pump handle and the pump handle itself. I don't know if it is the original bolt, but it could be the original. But take a look at the wear on that thing. It's almost worn down to half the thickness. And then take a look at this. This is almost completely worn through. Holy smokes, is that worn? Well, it's a good thing that we're not pumping water, because then we would have to replace something and I don't have the parts. So I think I've gotten it as much apart as I wanted. So now prep for paint. This is the bolt from the pump handle, and that is almost the same story, almost worn halfway through. Oh, well, never mind. I got them separated and I've primed it already. Yeah, now it's just a waiting game. Yeah, now it's just a waiting game for the primer to dry, so I can put a fresh coat of paint on, and it's going to be an SOS kind of a paint job, stuff on my shelf. And that engine was supposed to be this green, and I had this great idea that I would, before Christmas, I would have it freshly painted, and I would have made a Christmas decoration with I would have made it into a Christmas decoration, basically. But then the crank was blown and yada yada. So now this is going to cover the water pump. I have some paint stripper going here, and that can is empty, so yeah, there's basically not more I can do tonight. I have removed most of the old paint, good enough as it is now. Now it just needs to get cleaned. I'm gonna put some brake cleaner on it and wipe it off with brake clean and blow it off with compressed air and what have we, and then I'm going to prime it and then paint, and then hopefully, I don't know, maybe tomorrow it will be done, or close to done. It's going to get painted green like the handles, the handle, green with these 3 rings painted gold. Maybe a little edge around here, I don't know yet, but I just discovered that there's actually a pretty big crack in it. I don't know if you can see. Yeah, you can see it there. It goes all the way from here down to there. So I don't know if it cracked at some point in its life. I imagine this can be, I don't know, 100 years old. I have no idea. I haven't seen any markings on it. I think maybe sometimes there's a crown or a date or something, but I haven't seen anything. So, yeah. It's going to get blown off and wiped off and then primed. Interesting how this is going to pan out. I have never done this before, like many other things. Ta-da! No, just primer. Well, it's going along pretty well. Now that primer just needs to dry. And then I will have a look. I don't know if I need to give it another coat. Now that crack is really showing. It's not even as bad on the camera as in person, but yeah, that's the primer layer. Perfect. So I just spent the better part of 45 minutes to make it look like this. That is the green, and we want that to be some gold rings, so I made it look like this before it can look like this. Pretty nice, huh? This is the final result. We got a bit of a runner there, and I also think I spotted something on this ring. But you know what? For who it's for and who made it, this is perfectly fine. I just put in the bolts, and now that's the final part that needs to dry because the paint is still wet. But this is, it's done. This is the final result. I think it turned out pretty nice. So this was something else, a bit different than what I usually do, but I do all kinds of strange stuff. I got a wife that likes to decorate, and I like mechanical stuff, so maybe I should bring you along for some more of those different kinds of things that I actually do. Well, if you have been watching, thank you very, very much. It's greatly appreciated. Where does it look the best? Is it here? I don't know. Well, if you have been watching, thank you very much. I hope this turned out to be a bit shorter than normal. Maybe I should try to make some shorter videos so it's more appealing to more people. So, if you have been watching, thank you very much. And until we find something else to drag on to the table here, stay safe.